Well, hello everyone. Crash and I are welcoming you to another Friday Night Live. Okay, he's not welcoming you so much. Oh, yeah, he says, leave me alone. But we are just here to bring you some Stampin' Fun tonight. And I honestly don't know how this project's going to turn out tonight. I hope it's going to come out great. I think it's going to come out okay. But never know. I'm really just playing tonight with a concept that I have been mulling over for most of the week. So, oh, it's cloudy and 54 in Texas. Well, it is a little bit warmer than that. I mean, it is a little bit warmer there than it is here. But 54, you probably think that's pretty cold. So we've had a cold wind all day today. It makes it feel like it's around zero, but it's actually in the like low 20s. But we've got a lot of snow forecast, and so I'm gearing up for a snuggly Sunday. Depending on the forecast, we may get 13 to 15 inches of snow, or we may get 6 to 10 inches of snow followed by some freezing rain and ice. So either way, it's not going to be worth going out for. So I'm planning on having a little fun, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But let me go ahead and turn us down to my workstation now so that we can get started on our project tonight. I think, there's not a whole lot of people that have found us yet. Maybe I should just talk just a little bit longer. Um, but I've got, yeah, you know what? We'll just start. Why not? They can catch the replay, which is probably what they're going to do anyway. I would assume that some people are out and about celebrating Valentine's Day with their honey. I celebrated mine in with my honey. I did a little charcuterie board, and then we had a little bit of fruit fondue, so that was yummy. And now I'm ready to stamp. So it's actually been a really, really good night so far. Hopefully, games after this. We'll see. We'll see if I can talk him into it. Anyway, let me turn you down, and we'll see if we can get started. All right, let's see here. Let's straighten this out a little bit. Okay. So I have been thinking about what we did this past, I did Technique Tuesday this past Tuesday, and we were focusing on embossing folders. And one of the embossing folders, I don't even know if I have the cards handy. I don't think I do. I should have gotten them out. Anyway, we did some embossing folder techniques. And one was applying some ink directly to the embossing folder and then embossing with it. Oh, and I did the background of, oh, let me see if I have it because it's such a pretty card. Oh, shoot, I'm not going to be able to find it, I don't think. Anyway, I used the winterly or the winterly treetops bundle, and I used this So Swirly embossing folder to create kind of a wintry background. I'm trying to move all my stuff to see if I can find it, but I can't. I don't know what I did with it. I hope I sent it to somebody already, because if not, who knows when I'll find it. I do need to clean my desk soon. Eek. Anyway, so when I was using that, I thought, oh, this would be great for, this is a great technique anyway. But what happens if I don't use a light blue in the background? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different color this time, and I'm even going to use a different color of cardstock. I'm going to bring in this Petunia Pop color. No, I think I changed my mind. I could do this one, but I wanted to do a little bit lighter one. So I'm bringing in this Fresh Freesia. And I was inspired not only by the Technique Tuesday, but by my friend Sheila, who's usually on every Friday, but she's sleeping now because she's in Iceland. I was inspired by her trip to Iceland, and she's hoping to see the Northern Lights. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just do a technique maybe that can recreate the Northern Lights, but just do it in a different way than I normally do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my embossing folder. Now, one of the things I could do is I could apply some ink directly to this. We did that on Tuesday. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have to go to the sink. And plus because of this, it's not going to probably create the things that I want anyways. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of willy-nilly add in some ink here. And I mean, seriously, that could not look worse. But I think it's going to look fine when we're done. And that's Berry Burst. I just want to bring in a couple different tones here. And I think I might even add a little bit of purple because purple's really pretty with this too. Let's see. Because when you have some northern lights, you often get lots of purples and pinks. Sometimes you get greens, although I'm not going to do a green here. All right, so that's good enough right there. So now I'm going to put this into my embossing folder. Now this is a regular embossing folder. It is not a 3D embossing folder. So that means it's much, much thinner, but it is an oversized one. And I have found for this particular embossing folder and for this technique, I want to use this side. Normally, the side that's facing up on my card is going to be on the logo side. Not this time. I think I like the other side better. Truly, with this particular embossing folder, it doesn't quite matter. But when you are using a regular embossing folder, all you need is plate number 1. You need a number 3 plate, your folder with the cardstock in it, and let me just make sure. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. I want to move it down just a little bit, I think. You want to make sure that you have another number 3 plate. So this is basically the same sandwich that you die cut with, except for plate number 2. We're not putting plate number 2 in there. So now I'm going to run this through. And I can show you in the next step the difference between the two sides, I think, if I can remember to do that. So this is the side that I want to deal with. All right. I'm next going to bring in my brayer. So if you saw me on Technique Tuesday, you saw I introduced this brayer. And we've had a couple different kinds over the years. We once had another rubber one, which was shorter. It had a plastic handle, which I kind of liked. Then we had a foam one, which I did not like at all because it didn't give a really bright color. And now we have this one. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper to protect my surface, and I'm bringing in my Night of Navy ink. And I'm going to ink this up. So when you're inking up your brayer, you want to roll, pick up, roll, pick up, roll, pick up, so that you're not just inking one half of the roller. And then you can add it right over the top of this embossing folder. And because I'm trying to mimic the night sky, I'm going to want this pretty dark. So I'll probably have to do it a couple times. And there's nothing wrong with that. But using a brayer helps you to stay pretty much on top of the embossing. So the debossed sections are the parts with the ink in it, and you can see that it allowed me to get different colors in here. Some are a little bit more purple, some a little more pink, and some is the color of the cardstock itself. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to just keep adding this because it's a little bit darker, a little bit more like a night sky. Almost looks black, but I am using navy. Okay. We're going to call that good. Now, these two little pieces right here, these are the feet of the roller, and it keeps it off your surface so that it won't put ink on your surface. But also, over time, if you didn't have these two pieces, or if you put it upside down and the rubber was laying on your surface, it would create a flat spot on there, and then when you went to roll it, it would definitely be uneven. So you want to try to set it on its feet whenever possible. And I'm just going to do it off camera because I don't need that any longer. All right. So now I have this kind of night sky, and I want to put in a little bit more, more something. Don't you like how I say something? Like I don't even know what I'm talking about. There's kind of a reason. I want to put in a little bit of snow, I think. And I want to bring in a house, I think. So this is just good. I mean, it's a crazy night sky, right? This is obviously really, really crazy northern lights. So imagine this is just an artistic impression. It is not necessarily something that's, true to life. Although I betcha Sheila is enjoying the northern lights in a way that she could never enjoy them here. By the way, when I was looking for something today, I also came across this Northern Lights one that I did a while back too, and that made me think, oh yeah, I wanted to give this a try tonight. I'm going to take a piece of just basic white, and I'm just going to cut little snowy rolling hills here. And that's going to go right on there. Because I imagine they've probably got some snow in Reykjavik. I mean, I don't know for sure because I'm not there. Just Sheila is. Let's go ahead and put this at the bottom of my card. All right, there's that. Just trim off this side. And trim off this side. There we go. If I wanted to put another layer in, I could certainly do that. In fact, I could do something like this. And if I popped it off with dimensionals, then you've got a little bit more. Let's see if I want to do that. I'm going to just cut this piece a little bit, and we'll save it to see if we want it later. Now, one of the stamp sets I have not used much since I did a swap with it is called Humble Home. Let's see if I can find that. Humble Home. Where did you go? I told you we were just playing tonight, which means that I'm not all that organized. So here's Humble Home. And I thought, well, this looks like a gingerbread house. It probably also looks a little bit more Icelandic than something here. And it was also something that was going to allow me to get done faster. So I'm going to use this little house, and I'm going to stamp that image. And if you hear some craziness going on, it is my son being totally ridiculous with whatever game he's playing upstairs. He also doesn't feel very well. We've discovered today that he's got a bunch of gallstones, so that's probably going to mean surgery in the near future to remove it, which is also going to be very interesting for us. Matthew has special needs, and so there are things he doesn't like. He certainly does not like anesthesia. So that will be lots and lots and lots of fun for us. But certainly don't want him to be in pain a lot because of the gallstones, and I know that that can get serious if things get stuck. So I just stamped this in basic black, or the jet black memento, and on basic gray, and I'm punching it out. Hi Ruth, I'm glad you could join us. What's the weather? What's the temperature where you are? I've got two friends that are in Florida today on vacation. One's at Disney and one is in the Lake Placid area. One is like an hour and a half west of Disney. I don't know where she is, but she's somewhere, not here. So I could put this little house in here, and you can see it's got a bunch of different snowbanks going on around it. Now in this house, I would like to think there are some lights on. So it's a dark night. That's why we can see the northern lights so nicely. That's why I've stamped kind of on a darker cardstock to make it not quite silhouette, but almost. And I'm going to bring in a yellow pencil. And if I color this in, it looks like there's just a little light coming through those windows. If you wanted to make it a little bit lighter, you could have also put some white in there. Or you could put some white on it because there's snow. There's some snow up here. You can do whatever. But that's a quick and easy way to add a little bit of something to darker cardstock. All right, let's go ahead and put this on now. Do I want to put my house in back of the snow a little bit? I think I do. I think I do. So I will, and it can stay close to the edge there. Let's go ahead and put this in here, and I know that I'm going to cut some off. Probably could have used a dimensional for this too. Let's flip this over and trim it. So again, this is not, this is a little bit of a crazy interpretation of northern lights. It's very, very vivid in the sky. 80s in the day and 60s at night. Your friends east of us about 2 hours. All right, and so here we have it. And I will pop this guy up on dimensionals, at least in the back. Let me get my dimensionals here. Okay, so there we have that. And so we just have some, our people are enjoying the night sky here. Now, I don't know if I want to put this on a navy card base. Let me see how that would look. Yep, I think that'll look nice. I mean, I could put it on a black card base. Let me see how the black would look. This isn't a card base, but... Oh, I think I like black better. I think I like black better. So, let's go ahead and get out our black cardstock. I have a piece of white in here. We're going to use a little bit of white just to add a sentiment in a moment. I wonder what sentiment I should use. I can't wait to hear Sheila's stories. She's already sent me some pictures. So they went to some hot springs. So it's the middle of winter and they're bathing in some hot springs, which was nice. And then she took a food tour, which also looked really awesome. All right, so we have this. Let's go ahead and put that down on our card. But you can use this technique, brayering over something that's embossed, with any folder. It just really makes a cool look. And in fact, I stopped by my team member Julie's house tonight to bring her bingo card. So she's joining me for mystery stamping in the snow on Sunday. And so I wanted to drop off her bingo card. And I saw that some of the cards she was working on her table also used that, inking up the embossing folder technique that I showed. So it is really kind of a very fun and easy technique. All right, let's see what we're going to do here. I've got, well, we don't want Merry Christmas. And, you know what I could do, and hopefully she doesn't see this before she gets back. I could send her a welcome home card that kind of reminds her of her trip. That's what I'm gonna do. Nobody ever sends a welcome home card, so I'm gonna. That's fun, I think. She's a good friend. We work together too, and um, she's been a team member for a long time, 15 years, I think. We go to the same church. She works there. We work closely together. She's the bookkeeper. All right. So let's bring in those colors. I'm gonna bring in the Fresh Freesia stamp set. And my welcome doesn't need to be quite as wide as this piece of cardstock. So I'm just gonna go off camera and trim it down just a little bit. Hopefully not too much. Hopefully I don't get too excited. It was a very, very quick trip for her. So let's see, do I have any, what do I want? I probably want to put some twine on here. Oh, I can bring in some Night of Navy twine. That would work. I do have some white too, but white on white's not so hot. I've got this beautiful gold thread that's out of stock currently, but no, I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's see. Let's just stamp welcome. And then where's my home? I'm gonna stamp the home right underneath it. Welcome home. She did send me more pictures today, and the pictures that she sent were a bunch of cat pictures, and then she wrote that she went to a cat cafe, and she's got a cat. She has a cat, Sam, at her house, and so that made her kind of miss him a little bit, but she got to see some kitties, and it was kind of fun. All right, I'm just gonna cut up and cut to the point. Let's flag this a little bit. And so we have welcome home. And do I want to add a little bow? We'll see. I'm not going to wrap it around though, I don't think. Going a little overboard with my dimensionals. But because this is textured, I think it's probably a wise idea. Put that right even with that. And let's bring in our navy linen thread that was part of the Natural Tones linen thread pack that went with the Winterly Treetops bundle. Oh no, I haven't used this one yet. Oh, look, I found the end very quickly. That doesn't always happen. That's what the oh no is for. Oh no, I hope I can find the end without ruining the whole spool. I usually can find it pretty well. You can usually see that there's a little disruption somewhere in all the thread. So we can, I'm not gonna center that. I'm gonna just put this right up here with a glue dot, I think. So let's look at my pack of glue dots left over from my paper pumpkins. Stick that on there. By the way, paper pumpkin this month, it is the 12th, 13th, something like that. 12th or 13th anniversary, 12th, I think, anniversary of Paper Pumpkin. And so in this anniversary month, they have an extra stamp set. So you get 2 stamp sets in this month's Paper Pumpkin. So if you are not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, this is a great time to do it. In fact, I would sign up for a 3-month prepaid subscription so that you would automatically qualify for a celebration set as well. And there's all sorts of nice celebration options now to choose from for your freebie. So there we go. There's our just a really quick and simple little card. I don't think I'm going to add any gems. I mean, I could add, I have some twinkly kind of gems that look like that. Let's see if I can find them. My gem package is getting really, really full. So I've got these. These are the Tinsel Gems 4-pack. These pinks are not quite right though. And then there's the Tinsel Gems 3-pack, which seems really weird that they did that. I don't think I have any pinks in here though. I just have my blues left. So that doesn't help me. I mean, we can always do the standby. Ooh. I'm going to try these. These are the new two-tone sparkle gems. They are an online exclusive, and they're my favorite colors. They are a blue and purple mix. Can you see that they're a blue and purple mix? It's almost a blue-green too, like a Lost Lagoon. They're so pretty, and they are so sparkly. So this is kind of like stars in there. Ooh, I got 2 of them. Are they all the same size? No, some of them are smaller. I'm gonna take the smaller ones. Put those back. We'll take the smaller ones. And we'll just put some in the sky and on our seine. Oh, getting them all over my hands. Just put a bunch of stars in the sky. Let's see, where are we going with that? I think we need more stars in the sky. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, there's 5. That's enough. And that's just a really quick and simple card. I mean, it really wasn't... I mean, it took me a little while because I was thinking on my feet. But it didn't take a whole lot of time to put together. Ruth is joining me for Mystery Stamping in the Snow on Sunday. So that will be fun. Ruth, have you decided on what 12 by 12 cardstock you're going to use yet? I filmed the video tutorial that's going to go out, and I used 1 set of DSP. I also did a mock-up using another DSP, and I'm going to use a totally different third DSP package collection on the Zoom Live that we do. So that will be lots of fun. All right, I know I need to finish the inside, and I promise I'm going to, but I'm not going to right now because it is 8 o'clock and it's Valentine's Day, and I probably should spend a little time with my husband. Ruth said, not sure how many do I need. So you need 5 to 6 sheets. They should coordinate with one another. So if you use 5 or 6 sheets from one package, you should be fine. And they just, we'll use both sides, so that gives you like 10 different kinds of patterns, 10 or 12 different kinds of patterns. You only need a 2-inch by 12-inch piece. These directions are going out in the morning, but you'll need that, and then you'll just need coordinating cardstock and basic white cardstock. So like 2 sheets of basic white cardstock and 2 sheets of coordinating cardstock, and those could be 2 of the same color or 1 each of 2 different colors that coordinate. So it'll be fun. And this one's going to come down because it's too high. There we go. And so I will finish this shortly. I'm not going to put anything away so that I can do a little bit more work with it. But Thank you so much for joining me and spending Valentine's with me. I'm going to turn this around for just a second. Here I am, and here's Crash. Yes, well, your bingo card should be coming, Ruth, but I do have an email scheduled to hit your inbox tomorrow morning at 9 that does have the bingo card also attached that way, because I know that the mail is not very reliable, and we've had some really bad weather between here and Florida, so want to make sure that you get it even if you didn't get the mail. But thank you so much for joining me, and I just want to say that this is Valentine's Day, and I know it's one of those days when you talk about romantic love, but I just want you to know that I love Stampin' Up. I love what I do. I love sharing cards with you, and I love the friends that I have made through Stampin' Up. And so that includes you guys, and I'm just so happy that you were able to join me tonight or on the replay for those of you joining me on the replay. Thank you so much for the encouragement and just all you do for me, because this isn't a one-way street. I can't do it alone. I don't do it into a void. I do it with people on my mind, those of you that are watching. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a year ahead filled with all the love that you deserve and more, because I think you probably deserve more than you think you deserve. But have a great rest of your week and have a great weekend. I'm going to in my pajamas probably on Sunday. So I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.